So, just I guess this will be the last live from the hotel, and the hotel ain't in California. Never mind. Anyway, don't disregard that. Anyway, today was somewhat eventful. Machines breaking down, this and that and the other. Getting them back up. Production was low, so not a wonderful day, but we got through it, and we're back at the hotel. Just thought I'd jump on here real quick and just kind of say we're still here, and we're gonna be packing up tonight and heading back home. And my intent, uh, see, I've supposed to have to work this Saturday, so I don't know how or if I'm going to be able to work it out. But if I can, I'm going to try to get the laptop set up so I can do a live stream with the laptop, potentially a real Sony camera set up to do the video. And so we'll have a pretty good video quality as well as audio. I know the audio is kind of a little muffled or kind of held back. It's not super good, and that is due to it being on my phone. My phone's microphone. Like I said, I still got the possessed XR phone there, uh, possessed by the devil himself. And so hopefully by this weekend at some point or another, either maybe Friday night, maybe Saturday night, maybe Sunday night. It just depends whether I got to work this Saturday, which I understand I do, or maybe I don't. I don't know. We'll find out. But hopefully we'll have a much better live stream set up at that point. Good audio, good video, and hopefully something better than just my phone sitting here in front of me to record with. And so that's kind of the plan. That's what we're hoping to get set up here pretty soon. And then at some point or another, like I said last night, we're going to take and get the studio set up where I've had the ATEM Mini Extreme Pro ISO blah 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 and all that good stuff, to where it's a lot more potential to show and do stuff. GB Gaming YT, hey, how you doing? Hello, say harsh. It's bad boy. Durum. How do you look? How do you pronounce that? Dharam Paul? Dharam Paul? Hey, Max Graham. How's it going? Looks like we got about 13 people jumping in here. Good y'all. Good you. Awesome. Glad to hear it. So, is everybody on here from the U.S.? Where? If y'all anybody in different countries or what? USA. Max Grimm. Okay. Absolutely, Harry. I'm telling you. Look, if I show up at a barbecue, if it ain't a barbecue, I'll make it a barbecue. I'm gonna take the grill. It's gonna be mine. So look, hey, look, I will take the hit for someone else because somebody has to sample what's on the grill. If you ain't sampling what's on the grill, you don't know if it's good. So I got to make sure it's good enough to go to other people. I don't want nobody to get no bad food. Oh, look like we done dropped down to 3 people. So does any of y'all have a channel yourself on YouTube? Like Mr. Southern Comfort, huh? Zaman. Is that Fahar Zaman? Is that how that's pronounced? Oh, awesome. Thank you. I didn't know that. I really didn't. Um, Shoot, I don't know what generation I am. I was born in the 60s, so whatever generation that makes me. Old. Gen Badass. Okay, I'll take that one. Hey, Anna. Tomato finally. Hey, look, yeah, tomatoes are good now. Uh, Sending out hearts. Yeah, I see hearts flowing everywhere there. Max Grimm. How old am I? Oh, I'm good, Anna. I am. Old enough that my sinuses stay stopped up all the time. But Max Grimm, if you're asking me, I'm in my 50s, mid 50s. But I don't. Okay, look. Let me explain. I'm in my mid 50s. Up here, I'm still in my 20s. I feel like I'm in my 80s. Just so you know. United States. Actually, at the moment, I'm in Louisiana. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm in Arkansas at the moment. Anna, Anna, you're in another country? I know it is, Harry. It is the only state in the country that has parishes, uh, and I kind of I kind of make it akin to parishioners, but everybody else has counties. And I'm going to be honest with you. I wish we had counties. I kind of like the term. I like the term better than parish. 43, awesome. That's good. Yeah, yeah, you're more than 10 years off, but I appreciate that. Oh yeah, I am. I'm over 50. A wrestler? No. Uh-uh. No, I'm not. Boy, I'll tell you what though, I do have a short video out about a story when I was a kid in grade school about a boy who his dad was a wrestler, and always showing these wrestling moves and stuff like that. And I did one on him, and it ended up becoming a thing in the wrestling industry. And I say that I invented the reverse to the figure 4 leg lock, because that's what I did to the boy without knowing what I did. And all of a sudden, the next weekend on Mid South Wrestling, they invented the figure 4 leg lock reverse. Yeah, I guess it does sound kind of fancy. Okay, Matthew, I think you need to put some glasses on. You need glasses as bad as I do. 20 is a stretch, a big stretch. Cajun Corn Hunter, hey man, how you doing? I see, Cajun, I see you on showing up as far as like in the information on my screen, but it really doesn't give me any details. That's one thing that I don't like so much about the YouTube, because it doesn't show me how people are interacting with the channel. But I see your name showing up a lot, like in the feed, and there's a section that shows active members, or the most active members of the channel, but it doesn't tell me why or how active or in what way. But I do see your name all the time. Pronounce you okay? Well, hold on a second. To talk the turtle. To talk the turtle. That's probably about the best I can do with that name. Dan, yes, I do. 4 children. Examine my health? No, my health ain't all that good. I've got, well, they don't know if it's emphysema or what. So, and actually, look, if any of you smoke, quit. Stop. You get my age, you'll thank me for that. Yeah, Cajun. Mid South Wrestling. As a matter of fact, that's what I started watching, was Mid South Wrestling. Junkyard Dog, Hacksaw Dugan, the whole nine, every one of them. Hey, Turtle. Yes. Okay. Secret to your health is to have a good aura, and now it's not secret. Yeah, you done told the secret. Oh yeah, look. Okay, so Dan, you understand. Have you got them married yet? Because I still got one to go. Felix from Stray Kids. It went by too fast. I couldn't read it. Oh no, I see a bunch of dollar bills on the screen. High top Crocs. You know what? They got everything else. I'm quite sure they'd have high top Crocs. Actively opposed. Well, I don't know. I seen something about Christian nationalism. Uh, Lafayette, Louisiana. It's popping by so quick I don't get to see all. That's another reason why I want to get it on the computer, so I have a larger screen to be able to read from. Let's see. Are you from the Appalachia? Is she gonna reach out and grab you? Okay. I've been to the Appalachian Mountains. Demir Simpsona Gringo. I think I understand the Gringo. Oh, 3 to 16. Hey, look, let me tell you what. Hold them tight. Hold them real tight. Dan, they will grow up faster than you can imagine. My youngest is working on her second child right now. Still on the roller coaster. Yeah. Pringles. Oh, look, tomato. I can tell you something about Pringles. When I was in first, second grade, they decided they were going to have this something, and I don't remember what it was, but whoever brought the most empty Pringle cans would win. And I begged my mama to buy some Pringles, and I emptied 2 cans of Pringles that morning, and that evening I emptied another one. 3 cans of Pringles will kill you, because when I finished that third one, I got so sick, it was 40 years before I ate another Pringle. uh, do you goon? I don't know what that is. I have no idea. You have to explain. Yeah, you gotta go slow for me. Okay, I see a message for review. It shows. Well, it done went by too fast. That is just a little tiny window on this cell phone to show me anything. You know what, Dan, you're right. Uh, they grow up so much faster. It seems like just the other day that I could sit on the swing in the backyard and have my 2 youngest girls, one on each side, snuggled up because they wanted to be around daddy. Now, they still want to be around daddy, but they live way away from daddy, and so they don't get to see him very often. But I tell you what, when they do come back in, it I can see in their eyes, and so it kind of makes up a little bit for not being around them as much. So, medication reminder. Hey, Cajun. Yeah, we'll see you later, Cajun. I'm glad to see you on here. I really am. It was pretty cool being able to talk to you. So it looks like we're just about, I don't think I see anybody. Well, no, somebody else just come on there. Who we got just joined? Yeah. Hey, Alma. Keep it real. There we go. I had to look at that for a minute, the way it was on there. Yeah, it is. And what's bad in today's world, a lot of people don't take time to get to know each other. A lot of people would like each other if they just talk for a little bit. And instead, they just want to get a little bit crazy from time to time and don't pay no attention. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. It is. It is nice. I enjoy this live streaming so much more than I thought it would. I didn't think it would be like this. Being able to talk to and interact with people over the internet is so much easier. Back in my day, we had what was called BBSs, bulletin board systems, and the internet was not like it is now. It wasn't full of all these graphics and all that kind of stuff. you would log on to bulletin boards and you would, look at it, read messages, send a message to someone and wait. Next day log back in and they'd replied to your message. And that's how quickly you could communicate. It'd take a week to have one conversation. And so it gradually got bigger and grander and better to the point that we are now with the internet and this right here. You can sit here and you can actually talk to multiple people, not only just in real time in your own country, but multiple countries. Tomato, yeah, right now I'm in Arkansas, in a hotel in Arkansas. In the United States of America. Dan, okay, so you're in England. To be honest, well, so far, this current session right here is about 21 minutes, I think is what my phone tells me up there. Last night it ended up being an hour that I streamed. And to be honest with you, it's just been this past week that I've been doing a stream every night. And I'm going to be honest with you, I can kind of get addicted to this, being able to talk to people and interact and, have a conversation. Especially I'm sitting here talking to someone from England. That's awesome. Tomato, what's what? You said what's that? Oh, I think we dropped down. Oh, it looks like two people. Who's still on? It shows two people still on. Tall guy, 6'2". Well, 6'2", 6'1", 6 foot, in that range. It depends on how much older I get. Let's see. U.S. flag, yeah. Oh yeah, I see. See, it's people. It shows people bouncing in and bouncing out. It's like right now it shows 3 people in. A minute ago now it shows 5, and then it was showing 1, and then nobody, and then. But I think it's just the lag from my phone. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. Yeah, that was a bad deal. That seriously was. That someone's ideals or how they feel about something or whatever. If you're spitting out words and words are hurting somebody so bad that they got to kill you for it, that's terrible. That's bad. You can call me whatever you want. You can make fun of me. You can call me names. You can just whatever. But you're not going to say a word to me that I feel like I need to hurt somebody over. That was definitely a bad deal there. Tomato finally. Technically I'm Anna. So Anna, okay. Awesome. DLB Outdoors. Yes, sir, we meet again. Awesome. How you doing? Cool. Cool. Good deal. So anybody that's on right now, does anybody that's on right now have a YouTube channel? Nobody's actually producing videos on YouTube? Oh yeah, I'm a grandpa. Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. I've got a handful of videos on my channel too that are private. Basically, just like some videos of my daughters or son or somebody in competition, weightlifting or games or just whatever. Yeah, Dan, I agree. No word, no idea, no feeling, no thought, or whatever is enough to hurt somebody over. Uh, if you wanna say threatening words to me, fine, go ahead. I mean, that's your prerogative. But when it gets physical, it is what it is at that point. I feel like everybody should defend themselves against someone trying to physically harm them. But when it comes to just the way somebody feels about something, the idea somebody has about something, that is and never will be a reason to bring harm to somebody else. And that kind of makes me think a little bit about the political situation in the U.S. and how and I hate to put it this way, but it makes me when I start hearing about this republic, this I'm not okay. I'm gonna take it back. I'm not gonna say party, this party or that party, and what they're doing and how they're doing and this and that. It reminds me of a schoolyard. It reminds me of back when I was a kid on the schoolyard, people calling names at each other and I'm better than you are and bounces off me and sticks to you and you're glue and all that kind of stuff. Dan, you're exactly right. When people stop talking, that is when bad stuff starts happening. There is and never will be uh, uh, a good ending when people are not communicating. And like I said just a minute ago, there's so many times that people would like one another if they just stop and take the time to talk and communicate and really listen. And instead of just saying this is my idea, this is my idea, and fighting over who's right and wrong, just talk to each other about your past, your history. Try to become friends or acquaintances before you start communicating or arguing about something. Yeah, Dan. I've heard there is a news deal. I don't. It's on Telegram, and the guy's name is Amir Safadi, if I'm not mistaken. And you got to be ready because if you subscribe to him, you're going to see some stuff that you probably don't want to, or most people are not going to want to see. But he does report world news and stuff going on in the world. Now, I think a lot of it is centered around Israel and things going on in the Middle East. But also, it's a lot of world news and stuff that's going on in the world, and it's not really censored at all. And so you got to be ready to see that. Uh, yeah, I'm on Telegram, and so I hear about a lot of stuff going on in other countries, and they had some kind of a deal. I don't know the details, but something going on. A guy with a explosive belt or something like that. I don't know what the thing was, but over there, and some people got hurt or something like that. So it's a mess, and it's not just in Europe. It's everywhere. It's all over the entire. I hear about it in all the different countries, all the major political powers, and here and there and yonder. The only place you don't hear anything about it is any place that is a dictatorship because they just don't let the information get out. And so all the free world countries and places, you hear the news about what's actually going on in those places, but it's not transmitted on mainline news media because I think the mainline news don't want people to know just exactly how bad it is in all truth. I'm okay. So you're on Telegram too. Okay, so that's your like your handle or whatever on Telegram. See, I don't. It's I'm on Telegram and I have like I'm tied into a couple of different channels that produce news, but I really don't have a clue if I've got a handle or anything on Telegram like that at symbol and your name. Okay, okay. Well, actually, the phone that I'm recording this on is the phone that I have the Telegram on, so I can't tie into anything. Yeah, Dan, that's the exact one that I was thinking about. That's the one I think that I seen that one today. It was pretty bad. It's pretty rough. Oh wow. So yeah, you know all about it. You was right there at it. See, I think in a lot of times there's I think there was a video that I watched that showed it was like after the well, I mean it showed the police doing what they had to do, but it was kind of after after he had done what he did. You know, it was they was trying to detain him, and then he was standing up with the thing on his belt and all that. Yeah, yeah, they sent him all right. And to be honest with you, on the Amir Safadi Telegram channel, and he's also got a YouTube channel, as far as I know. There's a lot of stuff on there that you can see going on in the Middle East, in I can't remember the different countries that he's been talking about, but there's been a lot of not, and I, you know, you hear a lot about the Jewish persecution, but Christian as well. There's a whole lot of that going on in a lot of the surrounding countries around there. Uh, real bad stuff going on. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. The in a lot of the different states, I think a lot of crime and a lot of other things were slow to filter down into the southern states, is because everybody has the idea that everybody has, you know, everybody's got a weapon, and so you try to do something, and there's 15 people standing around you that's going to pull something out. And to a certain extent, in certain places, I guess that's true. But as far as crime and what's going on and how bad it's getting, it's I'm seeing it where I live. I'm seeing it where I travel to. I'm hearing about it from people that are living in other close by places. So it's everywhere. It's spreading. It's not getting better. It's getting worse everywhere. That everybody I talk to and everywhere I'm around, they talk about how bad the environment is getting, how crime, just lawlessness, uh, people just don't care is where it's fallen to. Yeah, you see, that bothers me too, Dan. It's like no one want the selective protests. Let's put it that way. If it's the right situation, people want to get together and complain about it. But if it's someone that doesn't serve their cause getting harmed or destroyed, they won't say a word about it because it doesn't do anything for them. Moon, Mars, well, probably Mars or the moon. Moon's pretty close. Seriously, I don't mean to sound crazy, but yeah, I don't know that there is. Maybe, Dan, in them movies where you're like them huge English countrysides that's wide open and beautiful and empty out there. It's probably about the safest place you're going to find nowadays, unfortunately. Hog in the chat. Hey, we got room. We got room for everybody. Oh, we ain't kicking nobody. We all good. Everybody's good here. Sup, NASCAR? Finish off my Powerade. So Brandon, Naz, where y'all from? Career? Well, SC, what is that? I've mainly been in production. Carolina. Okay, I got you. I got you. All right. I've mainly been in production environments, industrial environments, working in government facilities, VAs, U.S. Marshals, Army bases, working for the railroad industry as well as the utilities, utility poles and such as that. Treating, processing, shipping, and construction and deconstruction in the government and military sector. There you go, Dan. The Wolf of Wall Street. Okay. Y'all run into each other a lot, huh? So do y'all mainly get into live streams or just watch videos and stuff and catch live streams when they come up or what? Okay. So how does that work like as a mod? You're you're a member of the channel and they've set you as a mod, or and so anytime there's a live stream you come into it, you're a moderator or what? Well, Dan, I'm glad you did speak because, like I said, I definitely enjoy the interaction with other people, especially across the pond. Okay. A video about gang stalking. I really don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. Yeah, the government and military contracts. Let me tell you what. A lot of that stuff should have been written in crayon. You'll never understand how childish slash redundant slash don't really know what they're doing until you start dealing with the government and a lot of the people that work with the government. There's a lot of people that are very versed and understand exactly what's going on, and a lot of them, they've got a rule book and they read out of that, and that's the way it is. And it don't make no sense because I think they're reading it upside down or something sometimes. Okay, so a moderator, you would basically help filter or maintain or keep track of certain messages or something like that, right? Okay, I get it. Oh, yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And see, I can understand where that is something that will be extremely helpful because, especially on the phone right now, when I get home, I'll be able to set this laptop up and try to do some live streams with it because the little chat window is literally that tall. And if multiple people, sit something in there at one time, there's been a bunch of them during this live stream right here. It just goes by too fast for me to be able to read and try to respond to or make a comment on. But I know the chat window on the computer is much larger, and I think I can maintain a little bit more of an idea of what's going on there, and someone to help, moderate that, keep track of it, and say, hey, Kevin, you need to jump back and take a look at that. They had a question for you. That would be very helpful. Yeah, and Dan, you're right. I mean, see, here's a thing as far as the in the U.S. the way a government contract works, or a company that does work for the government, to get that contract to work for the government, they have to bid it and say, okay, we're gonna do it for this amount of money, and then they can't get out of it. But once they get into that contract, start working on it, if they find something that they have to do, but it's not spelled out in the contract that this was what was going to happen, or this was there, that they need to say they dig up concrete and suddenly they find a bunch of oil under the concrete. Well, it's got to be disposed of properly by EPA regulations. So, they didn't have a clause like for that in the contract. So then this contractor has to file to get a change order made to the contract, and then they'll bid them. This is what it's going to cost you for us to take care of that new aspect of this contract. And so that's kind of how that right there works. But another thing about the company that bids that contract, they are also bound to pay their people. So at set intervals, once a month, they settle on where the project is, how much money, how much they've done, and so how much the government owes them, and so the government pays them. And they are bound by that contract by law to pay every single subcontractor that they brought in to accomplish that part of the job. And if they don't pay those contractors, then they can get in trouble. And so they have to abide by that entire process whenever they're working in that government contract. And then where I would fall into that process, when I first got into it, I was the site super, that I would be there reading the blueprints, looking at it. Okay, we got to tear that wall out and not that wall out. And this wall over here, it shows it's got piping in it and this and that and the other. So I would have my guys start busting it, you know, and be very careful about it, looking for pipes that are there but not on the drawing. And that's when I shut the project down and go to my government contact and say, look, there's pipes in there. You told me there's none in this wall. I found them in the wall. I'm not moving forward until those are made inert and safe, or you tell me what they are. And so that's kind of where I was at one point, then moved up to project management, which is even a bigger headache, because at that point, then you have to go argue with the big wigs when your site super finds something that's not supposed to be there, and you've got to go argue with the government and say, no, this is not part of your contract. You have to prove to them that it's not part of the contract that you signed, and then you have to make them agree, or argue with them to get them to agree that, okay, we're going to bid it, and this is what we're going to it's going to cost for us to accomplish this part of the project. And so that's where the project manager actually comes into it. And then acquiring supplies, say if you're constructing something, you're building several walls in a veterans hospital. There are certain regulations and guidelines of how your spacing is going to be, what size your studs are going to be. They're going to be made out of metal. There's a lot of times it may be a certain section of the floor that has to be fire sealed, and so that's kind of where I was at for a long time. Then when I moved up into project management, I was over multiple projects all around multiple states that I would have to oversee. And that's kind of what I did whenever I was doing that part of it. But I've been out of that for, I don't know, I guess 4 years now. So what about y'all? What do y'all do? Cough drops. Helps my sinuses. Dental office. Okay. And tell you what, I got a story about a recent dentist office. I went in there because half of my tooth down the side was bad. Told him I wanted to pull it. Oh, we can save that. And he went and ground half the tooth away and filled it. And I told him, man, you can't fill that. Yeah, I can. Filling fell out. He couldn't do it. Hell for review. Not sure why that. See, who do we still have on here? Looks like it's showing 2 people. Yeah, Dan, you're right. but, well, yes and no. Let me put it that way. It, if you do a job for the government, you are going to get paid. There's no way around it. They can, I don't even think they can figure out how not to pay you, but they can figure out how to make it take 6 months or longer. Uh, because, and this is the scary part when it comes to working for a government. You're gonna get paid, but if you don't cross all the T's and dot all the I's, and then put a smiley face in just the right place, wherever they asking for it, it gets kicked right back to you again, and you got to resubmit it again. And that's where a lot of contractors that do work for the government end up getting in trouble, because the ones that really make the money is the people that understand the contracts that work for these companies, because they're the ones that read into that contract, understand the verbiage and what they're actually talking about and what they're requiring, so that all those T's do get crossed and all those I's do get dotted. But if you ever decide to get into government contracting, make sure that you've got an expert in that field as far as those type of government contracts, because otherwise you'll be struggling to finally get your money. You will get paid, but it may take a while if it's not submitted correctly, submitted on time, submitted with the proper documentation. And they'll start giving you all kind of weird document numbers that you have to fill out and send into them that are obscure, and you have no idea what they are, where they're at, or where you can get them, and they're not going to tell you where to get them. You have to already know, because in most cases, when you talk to the representative on the government side, they don't know where to get the documents that they're asking for. They have no clue. They just know they're supposed to ask for them. And that's the part where I get at, that I say it's people in a lot of government jobs that are not qualified to be there. They're just there because, I don't know, something somewhere in the government said that they could have that job, but they're not prepared for it. They don't know how to do the job. But then again, on and I hate to say this, but on rare occasions, you find somebody when you're dealing with the government or government contracting who really knows what they're doing and what they're talking about, and that is the easiest thing in the world. When you find somebody and you're doing work for that type of person in the government, you get paid on time, you get paid quick, because they'll tell you, they'll come to, hey, look, I need this document, this is where it's at, go to this website and you'll pick it up, fill it out. There's bottom line, it asks this really weird question and this is how you answer it. Those type of people are rare in the government. They know what they're talking about, they're qualified for the job that they're in, and they understand the whole process. Because really and truly, nobody really is against, the government's not trying to not pay you. It's just that they require a process to pay somebody, and it's hard. Looks like we're down to one person. Who we still got in here? Dan. Yeah, see, I really don't get that, and I understand where you're coming from with that. The way it's supposed to work, and you understand this, is whenever you do a job for somebody, you're giving that company your net terms, and that company is supposed to take your net terms that you give them and abide by them. If you say you're giving them a net 30, then they're supposed to be paying you in 30 days. Not 90, not 60. They're supposed to be paying you in 30. And that's the point of the whole net system, where if you tell them, all right, my payment process is I require a net 30. If you pay within net 15, I'll give you 10% break on what you owe me. And I've seen a lot of companies that in a case like that, they still pay them in 90 days or 60 days. And what that actually is that company is living off of your money. They're operating off of your money. When you give net terms to a certain individual or a certain company, and that company takes extra time to pay you more and above what your net terms are, that company is processing and working off of your money instead of theirs. I've seen that way too many times in companies. Wow, that's ridiculous. I really don't. That don't make sense. Why do you? So the law says 90 days regardless, and it's just the company's either going to pay you in under your terms, or they're going to pay you under the 90-day term. Then, correct? Wow. Yeah, that's ridiculous. It doesn't really that's another thing that bothers me about governments, municipalities, and different setups like that, or cities and places like that. They put those laws and stuff like that in place because of something that happens, and it makes sense at that time, but then they never get rid of it or change it to where it does a small business any good. And that's exactly what I was fixing to say. You're right. A lot of small businesses can't handle that. See, I was working for a major company that literally filed bankruptcy, and so there was a lot of suppliers, small companies, and suppliers that were around this individual large installation that supplied Dodge bearings, shafts, sprockets, chains, you name it, everything to keep this company going. And there was a very strong relationship between the maintenance personnel and the management of this company and those surrounding businesses. We could literally call them and say, look, I need this, 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 and this. This is like on a Saturday. Monday, when I come in, I'll send you a PO, you'll get paid. No problem. They'd go out there and open up their business and get the parts out. Hey, it'll be sitting on the back porch when you get there. We roll up, pick it up, go back to the plant, fix it. It's back running again. Production is going. And that's the kind of relationship that it was with a lot of these companies. And when this company that we were at and we worked for went bankrupt, they were like, okay, so we're going bankrupt. This is the whole setup, this situation. Take and find your vendors and decide who you're going to pay, how you're going to pay, and what percentage we're going to pay. This is the amount of money you got. We figured it all out. We took care of the people that took care of us to make sure that they were repaid for helping the company out. And then the company come back and said, nope, we're not doing that. This is what you're going to do. And so I literally walked into several companies and got chewed out, fussed out, hard cussed, the whole 9 yards. And all I could do is just stand there and take it. And when I got done, like, ma'am, I know it's not you. I know it's the company that you're working for, but you're the person I'm taking it out on. And so I just listen. I just take it. But unfortunately, that's a lot of times how it ends up. The small businesses take the brunt and end up dying for the big company to step on them and keep going. Billy, no, I'm not sure who that is. Phil, no, I'm not Phil. I guess I might look like him. I don't know. Max is back. Max Grimm, glad to see you. Yeah, add one more M to your last name. That reminds me of that television show. What was it? Grimm, or I think it was Grimm. Some kind of supernatural show. I don't know. I'm a keep it real. I don't know who Bam Margera, Margera, however that's pronounced. I don't know who that is. Oh, Dan, yeah, man, you need to catch you some winks. It's like 7 o'clock in the afternoon here. I still got to pack up everything in the hotel because I'm heading home tomorrow, and so I got to get everything packed up tonight before I go to bed and head into the plant tomorrow. What is the best thing we can do as individuals in the fight for a better construction of the United States? Unity. Unity, communication, talking to one another, just like we're doing right now, and talking to one another without emotion. And what I mean by that is, if you disagree with me, we don't need to get mad about it. We need to talk and talk about it in a mature adult fashion. And if I disagree with what you're saying, I need to explain to you why and explain my side. And if my side doesn't make any sense as to why I disagree with you, then I probably shouldn't be disagreeing with you. But I would say unity is the only way that we can make a better country. We have to be unified. Hey, Dan, I'll be looking for you. Uh, I'll tell you what, I probably need to try to do these earlier so you're not so late at night. We'll be seeing you later, Dan. I'm glad to have you here. Keep it real. Yeah, Louisiana. Colombian, born in Florida. Awesome. Vero Beach. I've heard of that on television shows. I've heard that. Well, I think what's the most famous beach? Muscle Beach or something like that. Or that might be California. I may be having. I may have my coasts flip flop there. I do not think that it is right to force or change a child. Uh, let's put it this way. Uh, I believe that we as parents should nurture our children, bring our children up, take care of our children, support them. I don't think it's a good thing to butcher yourself in any way. Uh, I mean, and that's let's get down to basics. That's biblical. Uh, if you've got your hand and it's gangrene, cut it off, take it off. It's a danger to your body. Um, I don't think that we should force children to be something that we want them to be. Um, it's not right. You're welcome. Uh, So, and that's kind of another thing, like on television. And I said this last night. I don't watch TV. I haven't watched TV since the early 2000s. I think I started YouTube. I started watching YouTube. I found it in 2007, 2008, and started watching YouTube because I quit watching television because there were no Sanford and Son shows anymore. There were no Bill Cosby shows anymore. There weren't any just family shows. You didn't see Old Yeller anymore. There wasn't just stuff that you could be entertained with on TV. It started with people trying to force feed different things, and I don't care what it is. I'm not pinpointing anything specific or pointing a finger at anything specific, but I don't think that you should force uh, an ideology into a cartoon. I don't think you should force an ideology into a movie. I think the movie should be the movie, whatever it is, for whatever point it is, and whatever it's how it's set up, how the movie is. It should be entertaining. If it's a documentary, it should be informative. But you shouldn't have to make sure that you have certain sections in a movie in every single movie. It's not right. I think that if we're going to be open and fair, we should be open and fair in every aspect, not just not. And I really don't know how I want to say this, but I don't think we should overlook one thing to force feed something else. I think it should be across the board fair. I don't know if I explained that quite exactly how I feel about it, but that is definitely it. Yeah, again, Amos, that's there's nothing good on TV. It really isn't. Uh, it's 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 just weird stuff. The last time I actually watched TV, really it was because I went in there to talk to my wife, and she went up outside to do something, and I was sitting in there waiting on her to come back, and I'm not watching but listening to some kind of police show or something like that. I don't even remember what it was. She come back in and she was like, "Well, what happened?" I said, "I don't know what happened." She said, "Well, you weren't watching it?" And I said, "No," but I said I looked up there for a couple of seconds and I said, "But he's going to shoot him. That one's going to jail, and that's the criminal right there." And I walked out. And next time I'm back in there, she's like, "How did you know? You watched the show, didn't you?" I said, "No." I said, "They're all the same." You can tell by how the characters are acting. That's what they're going to be because it's all the same. I'm out of Powerade, so I'm going to water now. Oh, what time? Well, it's almost 7 o'clock. I'm gonna have to drop out of here in just a minute because I got to get everything packed up in the hotel tonight, so I can head back home. But if everything works out right, then hopefully I can have a better setup tomorrow night and fire this back up again. So, all right, look, guys, I have very much enjoyed myself again, spending time with y'all, and I feel like I'm a better person for it, and I look forward to being able to do this again tomorrow night, and if I can't, then maybe Saturday night, or however. But I'm going to try to make this a pretty regular deal, and by everybody that's coming into it and watching, what I will try to do is we'll need to figure out a time that we can maybe schedule this so everybody is more able and comfortable to be able to get into it. So thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Uh, and I really want to hear everybody's input and feedback and how they feel about different things. I think this could be very productive. Uh, uh, Doing stuff like this, talking and communicate. This is kind of what I was getting at a minute ago, is communication without aggression or anger or anything like that. Again, you can look at my comments when I get negative comments on videos. I don't respond negatively because it doesn't accomplish anything. I don't have a reason. I recently, I did a video and I actually mentioned my very first hater. I said, I must be a successful YouTuber now because I've got my first hater. And this individual really was getting very angry about a knife video or something. And I just started giving him thumbs up. I didn't know what else to do, and he was like, well, you can take the high road if you want to, or you're not taking the high road. He started giving me thumbs down, and I'd give him a thumb up, and I just kept on going because I mean it just wasn't a reason to get upset about, and it's not, and that's what I really mean, that words are words, but communication, and I'm not right about everything, and I might have an opinion about something, and you can change my opinion because I don't think I'm all that in a bag of chips. So. Yes, yes. A lot. I'm really glad that you mentioned that about the SEALs. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world today, and when you sit back and you actually look at what is happening um, in the world. Now, I'm not talking about just in your neighborhood or just your state or your city or whatever. When you look at what's happening in the world, go read the Bible. Check Revelations. Check the supporting books to Revelation, and you will see what's happening in the world mirrored there. And I don't think people really pay close enough attention to realize that. Keep it real. I will. I'm going to keep on. Amos, thank you, Amos. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Uh, in today's world, to actually say anything, especially on a live stream or on a recorded video or whatever, because this is going public. I've said it to where as soon as I kill this and stop it, it's going public. Uh, and so in today's world, to be able to communicate and talk and say stuff like we're talking about, it'll make a lot of people mad. They go and watch the whole video. They'll see stuff, and I'll get negative comments about it, but it ain't gonna bother me. It is what it is. If Let me put it to you this way: if you are speaking about God's word, if you're speaking about the Bible and of the Bible, not what you think, but what the Bible says, and someone's getting angry at you, then you're doing it right. You're doing something good. Because people don't want to hear the truth, and the Bible says that. Yes, and that's biblical. Uh, it is. Thank you. Keep it real. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. I need a lot of subscribers to be honest with you. But and you know what I my and everybody says on YouTube that it's hard to get watch hours. It's really not. It the way It's not hard to get watch hours, or hadn't been for me. It's been hard to get subscribers, people to subscribe to the channel. It's been easy to get watch hours. I'm over 4,000 watch hours now, uh, and so the hard part has been getting people to subscribe. And but what I'm noticing is I'm building slower in subscribers, but I think we're all to a certain degree like-minded uh, in a lot of things. And I'm now that I've started doing these live streams, I'm not going to quit because uh, it's I think we're getting somewhere with these communications, these talks. And I definitely yeah, thank you, Amos. Uh, I appreciate this. And look, guys, I hate to stop. I don't want to stop. I want to keep going, but I do have to pack my clothes up and pack the hotel room up. So I'm going to have to go. But definitely, yeah, no, Instagram. Probably. I probably have an Instagram account. I'm not 100% sure. Uh, I have I have, I know I've got, what was that? It's X now. It used to be something else, but now it's X. And I know I have or had TikTok, I think, and then something else. So I probably do. What I guess probably my email is down in or should be the description on this video once it goes live, or check any of my other videos, and I have a email address in there. Email me on that stuff, those different ones like Instagrams, and what your I'm gonna say handle. I don't know what it's called, but your ID for that, and see if we can connect on those platforms as well. Because I do at some point want to kind of branch the YouTube into any of the other platforms, just as well as the YouTube part too. So, Amos, yes. So, look, I'm sorry, I gotta go. So, I am going to cut out of here. Keep it real. If you could email me that on the email address on this right here, and so I can get that set up, and if I'm not a member of it, then I'll join, and we can all connect in there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, try to get everything packed up and get me a little bit of sleep before going into the plant and heading home. And hopefully, if everything works out, we'll be doing this again tomorrow night. If not tomorrow night, then Saturday night, I'm pretty sure. So I appreciate you guys. I definitely do. And I say this on videos a lot, but now I think it's real. I'll see you next time.